Hey everybody, welcome back. Captain of Industry. Hope you're having a sweet day today. Our new steel area is kind of built and done and waiting. So it's time to kind of redo a little bit about how this is done. So there's a couple of things I want to start with. I haven't liked the position of this for a long time. I've been looking at this and I just feel like, hey, you're in the middle of like where everybody wants to drive. I hate where it's located. We're going to get rid of it. And I'm going to take all of this away, and I'm also going to take this, of course, because it's not being fed anymore. So we'll feed it, take that away too, all the way up. So the recyclables are now going to head that direction pretty much exclusively, and that's okay with me because we need them for steel anyway. So we'll go ahead and get these removed, and the recyclables are gone out of this now, so we'll just delete it. And all that can go to the shipyard. All right. Couple of things I'm going to also delete here. One is this bridge. I'm not deleting it, I'm just moving it because it's just a little bit too far this direction for my plans. I just didn't quite get it right. So I'm going to move it to here. One over. Maybe I just go two over just to really be sure of the sizing. The problem with that though is that I don't have... I wanted this the center section mostly is what I'm looking at here for this. The center section is what I care about. Maybe we'll shift it this way to give me that extra room. Yeah, maybe that's how we play this. Okay, can we get this out of here? Move, get out of here. Goodbye. And then I think I'm debating. Here's what I want to do, and I'll show you why. We'll pause it. I'll put it right here. So in this area, we're gonna scrub all of the exhaust. I've got exhaust coming from all of these things and all of these things. There's just a lot, and I want to scrub it all and get rid of it. So I was thinking about setting up the scrubbing through here. The only reason I haven't yet is because I really don't know what to do with the sulfur once it comes. The water's pretty straightforward, where we just send it back into this area and maybe reverse this pipe, and then boom, it's into the water system. But like, I just can't figure out what to do with the sulfur here. So I've been hesitant on this. So I may end up changing this later, but for now, here's what I was thinking of doing. The scrubber, it's going to go in here like this. And it effectively needs to be about like this. We can go a little bit over, but I needed to give this room to be installed like this and give me room for the low steam pipe to come out here too, okay? And then the CO2 can go into this instead, okay? But again, it's not the best place for it. And I can also buy a new cargo ship and just dump a bunch of limestone, maybe over here, where there's not a whole lot of iron. Once we mine it out, we can just dump a bunch of limestone here. And then I can, can use that limestone deposit, the new limestone deposit that I've created, to get rid of the stuff over here. But now, you know what I'm thinking instead? Like, the more I look at it, the more I think about it, the more I think, why don't I focus this? Centralize the entire thing, because it was working. It worked in the last island pretty well. Why not do it here too? And so the more I think about this, the more I say, all the exhaust, let's route it with pipes and tap it into one of these. And then we take the exhaust across the island and we bring it into this area because we're already scrubbing here. Right? So we set up 2 extra scrubbers, maybe over here or over here, and then we end up with 2 extra ones of these because we can do that. 1 here and then 1 here, right? And then now we just scrub the whole dang thing. We focus all the scrubbing happening over here, right? Look at all this salt. What a waste. Let's, I'm gonna do this and hope that trucks will just deliver salt across the map until this is gone. I don't know where they're gonna take it, but I'm just gonna mark it. So like I might end up doing that for scrubbing. I don't know. I just haven't thought about it enough. What I will say though is that if I'm gonna do it here, like was originally planned, I need the bridge moved, and now the bridge is moved. So good, taken care of. Next thing, I'm gonna need to move this, just because it's going to be in the way of where I want my tank to be, and so we're gonna tear this down as well and rebuild it. I think probably just like right back here. Just enough to get it out of the way, okay? So let's get this out of the way now. Now what we'll do is have this pipe go ahead and drop down into here. Yeah, it's fine. And then you, which can't do anything, oddly enough. Just pull you back like that, I guess. Make sure our tools are active here for piping. R and F. So I don't have to deal with this intersection. There we go. And build that and put that there. Okay. So that takes care of moving this so that it's out of my way for what I want to do today. Okay. So for steel, all of this is built. I want to start working it because it's doing okay. But as we create more steel, as we're going to be using more steel with medical stuff in a bit, we need to produce more. Also, for those who are curious and have been doing the math, each of these will give me 36 crushed iron ore. Each of these use 36 crushed iron ore per minute. But there are 5 of these and 4 of these. So I am not actually crushing enough iron to satisfy the needs of all of these machines. The difference from this, in the design, the difference though, is made up with recyclables. That's the key. That's why the 5th one of this is actually a tank. I might move this, and if I do, it'll be like over here somewhere, and then it'll feed this way, so that I can get a 5th one in here. Or I might even just put it right here because they can't drive in here anyway. So I could fit that tank probably right here. If I move this belt out of the way, it could go like right here. Yeah. So it's possible to put this in here. Probably more like maybe even like right here. Yeah, that would work. Right, because the belt would be out of the way and that would be go, and then this would just go that way. In any case, that's how this is designed. The recyclables make up the difference that I'm not crushing. Over here, that's not so much the case. These guys continue to crush a lot. There are 5 of these, but there are only 2 of these right now, so we're crushing a lot more than we needed. Well, now there's 6. Or at least there's going to be 5. Sorry, this one's going to be built, getting upgraded. In fact, we're going to do that now too. This one's getting upgraded. With those being upgraded, these can now be upgraded. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I might tear this down. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use this or not. But for right now, it's just going to sit here stalled out and not doing anything until I can figure that out. So these can be paused. Didn't quite hit it. There we go. With these upgrading, we now need to get crushed iron ore into here. I have them currently, their task is to empty this whenever they can. So there's only 2 left in there, and when that happens, this truck can be unassigned, and we can go and get it out of here. So what I'd like to do is say crushed iron here instead. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna route all these belts over to these machines where they need to be. Let's start with coal because it's probably the one that's gonna be in the way the most. What we'll do is we're gonna come off of this. Oh, R and F. There we go. Turn snapping back on. We're gonna come off of here and we're gonna go straight down there. We'll do the same thing on this side like that. Okay, easy. Second is the limestone. Actually, we could do it here too, but I'm gonna do the coal last on this side. So second is limestone. Let's get that wrapped around too. I want this to be height 1, and we bring it all over here. This is basically like a wall of belts. And we'll go out 1 and then down. And then out 1 and then down. Okay, there's good. Finally, we get our crushed iron ore, which is right underneath here. Want to do the F now so I can go in front of these doors and then go like that. And then under that, we go straight under here like so. Yep. And then we go like that and like that. All right. When these belts are done, these machines can begin operating, and they can begin making us more steel, which is great. We're going to need steel, especially when it goes to like upgrading our ships and everything. Like steel is going to be in very high demand, put it that way. Very high demand. I'll wish I had more storage. And in fact, I probably should maybe add an extra storage here or something so that I can put more in, but whatever, it's fine. If I'm going to do that, actually, it should be on this side because it's closer to where I would want to manufacture things. So yeah, why don't we do that? Well, I'll just place a storage like right here. And we'll say that this is just this extra bit of storage where steel can go. And then this will have truck exports. So whenever we need to build something with steel, it can just come out of there, okay? At the end of the chain, after it's been delivered to everything that needs it, it then goes into extra storage. And you know what? This is actually set up wrong again. I just remembered this. I got to start doing this better. I don't want 50-50s here, right? I want prioritization. There's a difference, a very big difference there. So a flat balancer should be this, the result of this instead. And we'll just say flat conveyor goes like that and like that. And then it comes out from here like that. That's significantly better. It's a very small change, but it's a very good, meaningful change, right? Now we can prioritize construction parts. So it only goes in here if it can't go that way, right? Which is pretty likely because honestly, like, I'm not sure the construction parts really grab that much. It's not like this belt gets backed up very far. So it's very likely that we keep pushing it in here. But the case is when these desire them, we want to make sure that they're delivered right away, right? Yeah, like that. So now we'll have that happening. Okay. Next, let's take a look at the belts. They're looking pretty good. One thing we're going to need to do is route the slag. And this is a challenge because this is very compact. And it's not the easiest thing to do. What I think I'm going to end up doing for slag is we're going to take a level 1 belt from here. And we'll end up going this way with it. And then what I'm hoping happens is that you guys can just connect to it without getting in each other's way. Maybe easier said than done. Perhaps actually we can do this. Well, I mean, not quite. Yeah, you're very compact, aren't you? Okay, I have a new solution for this. It's kind of wonky, but these are a little bit too close. I figured that would be able to connect at height 1. I don't know. I just miscalculated that. In any case, what I'm going to do instead is we're going to go out like this, and we're going to go between these. So you'll connect like that, and then what you'll do is the same thing, but you're going to go this way with it. And then what you'll happen to do is you'll come over and lift up to height 1 while you're here, and then go, oh, it's going to have to be 2, isn't it? No, I guess so. 2, and then you'll go over like that, and we'll meet up on this side. Okay, so this will be where the slag is coming out on that side. For you, same thing. You're gonna need to be height 2, I guess. So there we go, and we end up going over and meeting up there. That's where the slag is gonna wind up, and I'm gonna need to come off this a little bit. And then from this point, actually, what we want to do is we want to head this way at height 1, and then, well, I need to be a height 2 here, don't I? I don't really need to. You just needed to be 2 here. You don't need to be 2 the whole way. You can be 2 until, like, maybe here, and then drop down. You know? So we'll have you at 1 as you go across like this. And then you're going to dart over at height 1 and connect to that belt there. And that hooks up the slag from this area pretty nicely. Okay. Okay, so that takes care of the belts. Let's talk about the pipes now. So for that, we're gonna just go as narrow as we can here in this side. So we're gonna go up to height 1, and we'll go out to about here. I think we probably should rise to 2, right? Let's go up to 2, and then over top of this belt, and then we end up connecting right there. And that's where the exhaust goes, yeah? So on this side, pretty easy connection. We just pop it right there. And then on this side, connect there, and I thought for sure I'd be able to do that. Let's make this a little bit more clean-ish. We'll go to here with this, just so that they're both the same. They kind of aren't though, are they? Because they're not equidistant. One is closer than the other one, yeah. Well, it'll just be a thing, whatever. So that takes care of the exhaust as well. So once all of this is done, and I can go ahead and maybe Unity build a little bit, like the pipes or whatever. Once this stuff is done and wrapped up, we should now see, yeah, getting the slag done, get the slag belt, the pipes, etc. Get all that stuff done. Okay, now the belts down here are done. And so you're going to see this nice wall of resources. I love it. They just keeps coming. It looks pretty beautiful, doesn't it? Now, as we start receiving resources in these tanks, and you're going to notice we have to redo this now because this is done. So I have to redo this by simply making the coal attach on, well, no, the limestone has to come in the middle, right? Yeah, we have to route that limestone. So the coal has to move entirely. It's just the same with the other ones. We had to redo the other ones too, right? So this is going to connect to here because we want it to work with the recyclables. And then now you are going to take crushed iron. You still haven't taken care of that. There's 2 left. Come on. Just take the 2. There's plenty of room for the 2. So you should be taking the 2. What is going on here? Oh, I hate when they do this. I hate when they do this. They leave like 2 in there and it's annoying. It's very annoying. Ugh. Crushed iron, thank you. Okay, so crushed iron. Done. I don't need this anymore. I can leave that alone. And we can put you. So I took this and disconnected this from the mining tower because I wanted them to have a place to put this iron. Get it in there. I'm also going to have them empty this out. And I think I'm going to tell them this is, yeah, I want this to go here. So let's pull, we'll disconnect this one from the grid too. Okay, so we should now see the crushed iron going in here. As we expand and use more of this direction, as I was saying, we're going to need to upgrade the belts to accommodate that workflow. So I need to upgrade this so I can push it through so it's not so spaced out like this. And so we end up with, I think about here can be upgraded. We should be able to push that crushed iron through even faster now and provide a more reliable, a more reliable resource through there. Okay, so we did this. All of this can be turned on now so we can see it working. And this can start working. Now, to connect these, we've got just simple belts that are coming off of this, one space to get into here. So this will just bring the steel in, okay? And, yep, we can see the workflow happening now. It's very nice. Okay, next, now these are all directly fed, okay? And because of that, there's no spare tanks for these. So these all have their own spare tanks for iron. We don't have a spare tank for steel. For that reason, I was kind of like, I was saying I could tear this down and make like spare tanks for steel here. Or I can just let it ride, man. I mean, you know, probably be producing enough of it to let it ride. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and do this. So for coal, we want it to go out. It's not far enough away, is it? I don't believe that's far enough away unless I can go direct. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Does it come out this far? Yeah, people are not going to accept this. That's what I'm saying. Let's do the bottom ones first, and we'll see what we can make happen with that. We'll start with this one as far away as we can. And I'm going to have to go, yeah, I have to squiggle around this unless I move this, which is totally doable. I mean, we can just take care of this and remove it, right? We don't need this anymore. I really don't think we're going to need it. If we need it, then I'll rebuild it, and it'll just be like kind of sideways. But honestly, I just don't see this one being necessary. We have so much coming out through these 3. I don't think so. Oh, limestone has to be rerouted too. Hey, squirrel, focus. Like that. And then the coal goes out like that. Okay, and then we just do that. So that's going to take care of all the iron we ever really need there. Now, the recyclables have been heading that direction, and that's good, but we need another tank since I moved this for a purpose, and that purpose is taking and having more recyclables, and I don't really need a big one. I can get away with a small one here. Small, loose storage, and you know what? Let's just let's pop it here and make this a junction point, just by going like that. There. With that connector in place, that should connect this so that it would work. And yeah, so we'll see recyclables going in here now, hopefully. Ta-da! Good. Iron scrap, I mean, right in there. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to pick you up and go, I think 2 is fine. No, it needs to be at 3. Yeah, we need this at 3. Let's yeah, let me go. Let me do it. No? Can I do it here, please? Thank you. Okay, for the recyclables, we're gonna go above and beyond. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna go across here where the slag is. Go above the slag. Okay. And we'll end up routing recyclables into there, which will feed it the rest of the way. To get recyclables into here, though, we need it to tap into the crushed iron belts. So on this side, what I'll have to do is I'll have to take half the supply. I'll drop you down like this. And we'll take half the supply and we'll dump it like so. It needs to be sooner than that. Yeah, it needs to happen sooner. So we'll take you down to 0. Yep, and then across like this, and then dump it into there. That's where it needs to be. So later than this, not sooner than this. Yeah. And then we'll get rid of this too. I think we can make that a little bit better. And tell you what, why don't we go from this side to see where it can connect cleanest? I guess right there is fine. Yeah, that works. So it heads all the way down straight into here. That's half of it. And then the other half goes this way. Okay. So let's route these now that this is out of the way. We can route this a little bit better, I think. So we could actually just use the coal that's here, right? Well, I have to move it because it needs to be higher up, so never mind. But I could say we could come off of this. I really just wanted to be here. You're going to stay? The connector's going to stay? Whatever, we'll just use it. It's going to stay there. I might as well use it. All right, come down and hook there. And then you go level 1 and then hook like that. Beautiful. And then the limestone under that. And down. And then under here. Over 1 and down. I think. Good. And then finally, our friendly neighborhood crushed iron. We'll go there and flip my camera a little bit here and into there. That is considered routed. We have routed it all successfully. And then to get it into, well, successfully though, is it successfully though? I wonder if we can do this differently still. It's like, I wonder, like the recyclables. If I bring it to here through this, I could have part of it go that way and part of it end up like that. Right? Hey, that's an interesting idea. I didn't think of that. Yeah, you know, let's do that instead. I think this is even easier, even cleaner. Check this out. I think this will work. We'll bring you up like that, bring you up like this. All right, we'll have all the recyclables head this way. And then what will happen is they will go from this side and they'll plug in like that. Okay? We'll maybe go down to 2 here so we can connect to it later, but they plug in like that. Okay? After they plug in like that, from this point on, it's all these, right? We're delivering it to these anyway, and it's all fluid. So I'm thinking if we want half the supply to go here and half the supply to go here, we could just, yeah, we'll just come off of this. I need to come down quicker though. And then just hook it to there. Well, yeah, because there's no tanks after this point, right? Because before we couldn't do it because of the tanks. But there's no tanks after this point. It's all just belt fed. So yeah. We can literally just pop those recyclables right there and just mix this belt all the way through with recyclables. They're gonna use them anyway, right? I like this plan. This plan is nice. I like this plan. We could clean this up a little bit though, right? And now that I'm removing this tank though, this is all, I know you can tell, like I'm not oblivious to this. A lot of this is just, trial and error and testing it out and, how do I want to route this? And I think it's interesting. You can see, I mean, I never claim, and I will never claim to be like a good player at any game. I actually don't really think it even matters if you're good at a game, just have fun with it. But the thing is, you can see different ways of doing things by seeing how I experiment. And so you can get ideas for your own games, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. You can see how to do it, how not to do it, right? It doesn't matter to me. So I like this approach. And so now we have this a little bit more open here. It's kind of how the belts are stacked on top of each other. But look, now the supply of recyclables can get mixed in with the supplies of the crushed iron. That'll be great. All right, I think we just turn these on then. We're ready to have them make steel. So flip them all on. Well, we need workers. There's that little tiny asterisk in the plan. The little tiny thing that's required is workers. My population is full once more. How about we do something about that with Unity, please? On the double. And then we can get more workers that way. I'm thinking we got greenhouses throughout all of this. We could get this one to be a greenhouse. We have just enough resources to do that. No, we don't have the red parts, but that's a work in progress. We can make this, and then we have easily enough to feed everybody. The water is pretty solid. Everything's full. All of these look good. I don't see any any musical things happening here up and down. No, so nothing's happening there. Looks pretty good. Yeah, city needs, everything's green. Biomass being processed just fine. Looks good. All of this stuff is being processed okay. No, this stuff is backed up. Looks like it just happened too, because this is still full. So this stuff's starting to get backed up, and so is compost. Ooh, fancy. Fertilizer. Okay, let's start feeding. Well, okay, so here's the thing. Eventually, my animal feed is going to go towards chickens, right? Like, eventually that's happening, which is why the organic fertilizer is not feeding everything. And now we can't even store all the vegetables. We have so much food, we can't even store it all, guys. All the people that are like, you should upgrade your belts for your food. No, you don't need to. We have so much food. We're going to make ethanol soon, so that'll cut severely on the amount of corn being sent here too. So I think this is still okay the way it is. Because once we start pulling off this corn supply for ethanol, which we're going to make over here, once that happens, yeah, I think so. All right, tell you what, why don't we maybe get started on that just a little bit? We need oxygen. We need corn starch. To get the corn starch, I actually don't remember the formula for that. I'm going to look at it. Corn starch, corn mash, my bad. Just water. Just water in a mill. Makes 9 corn mash. Plus animal feed. I didn't know about the animal feed. I forgot about the animal feed. Yikes. Maybe the corn mash needs to be made over here then, right? My ethanol pipe. I don't think they built it all the way yet. They built this part. They didn't build the rest of it. My ethanol pipe is here. It's looking like I'm not going to send ethanol through the pipe network, though. Because if I'm making it here, then it's better for me to send it, along this and just get it there direct, which is still possible to do. In fact, if I go over top of this, then I can just tap on right here. Like there's already a pipe running through here. So yeah. Okay. I guess we're making it here. So we'll get more mills. The mill recipe is, I mean, it's right here. I just, haven't looked at it in a while. So wheat, no, sorry, corn plus water. We have the water routed already, so we'll just tap onto that. It's right here. Right there, ready to connect for anything we need to connect to. It's right there. So that's what we'll do. We'll make more mills. Let's go ahead and copy these two. And I guess we'll bring it over here near the corn. We'll say that corn mash can be made. How about... kind of don't want to block this drive. They've made such a nice road, haven't they? Huh? It's such a nice road. I don't want to get in the way of their nice road. I'll have to make a new road. Or we'll just... yeah, we can do it here too, I suppose. Is that too crowded, though? Is it way too close? We could compromise and go here. The water is sticking out right there, though, so that's not bad. But it's gonna... the corn has to come out of this. Or it comes across here. I mean, it is different purposes, right? After it goes through this, then it can come through here. I just want this road to be intact. Like, I want them to keep it. I don't know why, I just do. Let's take the corn off of this part then. And since the pipe for the water and stuff is right there, we can have both of them go the same. Well, I want them to go next to each other, not the same, so... we'll go like that. We can go across this, drop down, and bring the corn into here for the corn mash. Yeah? And then the water pipe can be fed through here. It doesn't have to be very big. But the water pipe can go, this way. Right? I mean, does anyone have a problem with this? Yes, Charlie, we do. And here's what they are. Here's my bullet point list. I'm about to write you a book in the comments about all the things I think is wrong with this picture. Is there another solution for this? I mean, I could always move the fuel... honestly, if I move the fuel station, it doesn't have to be here, right? The fuel station can kind of be anywhere, right? Instead of having to bring corn all the way around, I could just... yeah, Still like this bridge. I might keep the bridge just to have it. But I think this can move. This doesn't need to be here, right? We can put this anywhere. I can put it over here. Yeah, I can put it right over here. Eventually, this wall will be right up against the belt. It won't, I think. Because the mining designation, right? It goes to... show you right here. See? So eventually, we're going to mine this out too. And the wall ends up being right across it. But I don't want to do that until there is a clear path for them to be able to cross this bridge into the mine and come out this side. Because once I do that, I'm basically locking down travel through here. Nobody can travel through here anymore. So they need to be able to travel through the mine if they're going to do it. Yeah, I think I'm going to move this. So we'll say that the fuel station is now located conveniently asterisk here instead. This will be where it is, and we'll take and get rid of you there. Okay, I'm gonna let that bridge happen. I just want it there. I don't know why. This is a nice dirt road. Okay, they've made a road. I want to honor the road that they've made. I don't think this game needs road tools. Some people have mentioned that too. Like, I just don't see a point. They're gonna choose a good efficient path, and they make their own dirt roads. It just happens naturally. And yeah, do they kind of go away a little bit? Sure, but I like them the way they are. The only case I can see for roads in the game is to say that, like, if you make it paved roads with extra concrete or something, then the trucks can move faster. But, like, they move fast enough as is. I mean, they're pretty fast. That's not a bad speed, This is one-time speed, right? That's not too shabby. It's pretty good. I guess it provides a good balance, I think. But it's just me. That's just my idea. You know, it doesn't mean anything, right? Yeah. Let's put a big truck here for fuel. And we'll say diesel goes in here. Definitely have an import. Tell it to keep it full. And now we have a dedicated truck meant to keep this full, which in turn will allow these two guys to do their job and fuel vehicles. Once the big guy puts it in there, then the little guys can distribute it there. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Did we get this upgraded? Let's do this one too. Why not? Let's go nuts with it. Household goods, we still have in storage. That's a good sign. This is still very full. And yep, this still has some too, so we're still going good there. Glass is a big strain, and that's why research is going slowly, because glass has been a fairly big strain on us. I have told them to make this full. I'm gonna maybe bring this down to here now. But you can see, like, we're making the red parts, and only one of these is researching, because I want glass 2. Once I get glass 2, I can upgrade all of them, but I don't really need that many right now. So glass 2 is huge increase in glass production from that point. Let's get a few more pops there, and then also we'll get a few from here. 6 workers. 6 workers is fine. I can't get any from this yet. All right, so everything's flowing. Everything's running. Looking good. These guys need oxygen, right? And a place for their exhaust to go. So I haven't done that yet either. So let's take a look at that. The exhaust pipe is right here, right? And so what we want to do, the same thing as we've been doing, is you are going to go that way and then up to level 2. Oh, we're going to do it from this side. Ooh, you're dipping down right there. I don't think this thing's going to let me do it. That might be a problem. Let's hope it's not. It is. Yep, it's a problem. Okay, I need that belt to do something different. This belt. No, not the whole thing. Just a little bit. Yep, we're going to pull you back that far. Slag. Let's do this part first. So this goes like that. And then it will rise level 2 into here. Yep, almost. Got it. I think that's it. Right there. No. One too far. Come on now. Behave. Good. Good. And then it routes to there. Come on. You got this. There we go. And then you just attach there like that. Cool. Water will route differently through here. And then the exhaust does the same thing. We go opposite of the water. So this one's same as the water. I shouldn't do that. We'll make it work. Maybe it'll look better. I don't know. Let's try it. Why not? Mulligans. Good. Right there. And then we connect you there. Okay. So there's that. Oxygen. That's a little challenging because it's got to come from over here. But since we're routing it this far, we might as well, you know, just keep on going. Although I really don't know where it's going to go, to be honest. I didn't plan on this oxygen supply providing it over here. I guess since there's just as many machines over here, kind of, I suppose we could route it off of this. You know, we could stack it with this. That's not bad, right? You guys can get behind me on that, right? I mean, it's still pretty clean. Just needs to be up higher. I need to be level 3 here. There we go. Yeah, this will work just fine. See, level 3. And then we can dive under this to be level 2. Yeah, this will work. I'm okay with this. Right there. Yep, and then we drop down from that to here. Yep, and then under here. Like that. Okay, so once you're down in here, we have to bring you up to height 1. And this is the part where it gets a little bit tricky. So level 1 is going to happen like this, all the way over like this. And then we drop you here. What we have to do is we have to connect the supply with this level 1 here. I don't think I can. I'm looking at it and I don't think I can. But what I have to do is connect it to where it's in these without interfering with water. And this is going to be challenging because water doesn't have a lot of space. I could raise this up to 2, and that would actually help a little bit. I think it's going to make routing the oxygen harder. But if I can get up there to, like, let's say from, this is already a 3. So I guess I can go earlier. We can go from here. I think we can go, yeah, from right here. We can raise you up to be level 2 here instead. I don't know how much help this will be. I want to make sure water gets routed correctly before I do this, though. So for water, we're already bringing it in from this side. And so what we're going to do is come off of this. And I can go level 1 here, I think. It eventually does have to be 2 anyway. Yeah. We'll just keep it at 2. It's fine. And then you'll come down and go that way. Okay? So we end up with both of the supply of oxygen and water being down here. And then, again, the issue is how to get the water to behave, how to get the water to connect, right? And I think what I'm going to end up doing is just connect it like this, and then come off of this, raise it to 1, bring it down, connect it to there. But it has to come down before it connects, so that I can connect to the other one. And again, you can say, well, if you just gave yourself a little bit more space, yep, you're right, if I did. And that's completely fine. You give yourself space when you play this game. That's cool. I'm not gonna bow down to space. What is this space that you speak of? I like my compact builds. Now here's another problem, I think, is that we're gonna, yeah, we have to do this opposite. That's why, because you can't, I don't think you can get there with another connector, because you can't create a connector next to this connector. That was the thing I was worried about when I connected these. I thought we were too close to the connector. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then you're gonna go up over top of this, and you're like that. Oh, almost. Got it. Okay, so water's routed. Now, let's make sure that we can route this. So, can I... Can I do that? Yes. Okay. So it will let me go from this side with it. Good. And then I'll have to just kind of do this over again. So lift this up to 2. Almost. Connect. There we go. And then delete this. And then same thing on this side. Pull you away. Actually, this side's fine. There's no connection here. Yeah, this is the end of the line. So this side was actually good the way it was. I'm gonna keep it like that. Then the oxygen can just dive in to there. For oxygen on this side, we need to go out and then in, kind of like that. And then finally, oxygen on this side, we're gonna turn off the elbow right here where it goes at height 2. I gotta find the right pipe. I think it's right here. And then we stick it right there. There we go. And then that's completely routed now. So all exhaust resources Everything, all routed and ready to rock. So if I just go like this and just start tapping things and building things with Unity, right? If I just do that, have them all built with Unity, we should see that the resources are properly routed. Now comes the part where we need more of these air separators. We don't have enough of them, which is why I'm going to add another one right there. It was already there before, but I removed it because I didn't think I'd need it, and now I do. So just pop it there and build it, and now we're going to start creating more oxygen, everything that's necessary. And now I can go in whenever I need to. What are you looking at? Oh, you have truck imports and stuff on, don't you? Turn that off. I shouldn't need to do any... I shouldn't need to do this because it's being belt fed, but here I am doing it anyway. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let them all take it in. Can I get more people? Man, this is... It's a problem, you know? Population problems. I don't have enough people to, like, manage to even crew. Like, I still can't crew my boat, you know? I'm down a measly 3 workers. Meh. Low diesel. This is still low. Very surprising. I'm not sure why. I've actually stopped processing it as well. I've stopped processing the diesel to make naphtha in here too. So I'm kind of struggling to figure out why would that be the case. You have... It looks like it's oil. It's all about oil now. We just got back. We don't have enough oil? I don't know about the balance in here in this game, man. I mean, like, oil is a finite resource, right? Finite resource, and like, you just can't bring enough of it in. Like, I have 108 people on that one. I have 200 people, over 200 people working. Oh, this isn't upgraded. I thought these were both level 6. Okay, well, I take back what I said then. I thought they were both level 6. In that case, I can upgrade this one. I mean, we're down to 69%. That's pretty nice, but like, what happens when it goes to 0? Surely there's other oil rigs around here, right? We gotta find another one. We gotta find something else. I gotta go exploring. I gotta get people, and yeah, I gotta have that happen. So when these things run, when we have oil, right? When the oil is delivered, then we're fine on fuel. But it's like, that's the problem right now. How's the other side doing? Kind of gross, actually. Yeah. Still doing truck imports there too. We don't need to do that. Goodbye. Yeah, but like this is a struggle as well. You know? So oil on the map is a big deal. Definitely. Before I get to ethanol, let me just make sure the steel's good. So steel's running. We have all the workers available. We're building up exhaust. So I know this is going to happen. So I need to now upgrade pipes, right, to accommodate that extra exhaust. And so what I have to do, and this is eventually, again, going to feed into both of these, I think. At least that's I hope what I'm going to do. I might end up routing the exhaust from here and taking it over this way and processing it here instead. That way I could also include the glass exhaust from this, and then I can route all of this exhaust over here too, and then this could just be, maybe this is my exhaust processing center. You know, maybe it's here. And then again, we don't have limestone, and so maybe we dump a bunch of limestone like over here. We could dig this out and just dump a bunch of limestone here and use that to process it all, right? With seawater, which I still think I need a carbon dioxide pipe. It's just better to do it over here, I think. Like I don't know, it's almost like a challenge. Like, can we do this? Can we just have exhaust all processed right over here? You know, we just have all of it running this direction, and you know, we process a bunch of it. The sulfur's here. We turn that into fertilizer, and we make more fertilizer, and like it just makes sense, right? To have one of these pipes underground be an exhaust pipe. I feel like that makes sense to me. I think I'll probably do that instead. And then we'll have like a whole episode that's dedicated to just, you know, routing exhaust. So we'd have to bring it that way, have to route it this direction. We have to have all of these route exhaust this way. We'd have to upgrade one of these. Unfortunately, I'd have to upgrade one, which isn't hard to do. You just type, you literally just hit it and you hit the button and that's it. And then it's upgraded and you keep going. It's not hard to do. I know some of you will say, hey, but I saw somebody else's video somewhere on the internet, and if you upgrade this, then the ground above it disappears. And I'm here to tell you that's wrong. It doesn't. As of the latest update, it doesn't. I've had the latest update for a little bit, so like it doesn't. I've been planning things and been doing things with like advanced knowledge, and I get that that's not fair for, you know, that you didn't know, and I understand that. That's why I don't respond to you and tell you that you're wrong. I just don't respond to you because eventually you're going to see that it's going to work. So like this will work. You just upgrade this and it will not replace the ground above it. So I need to figure out which one of these is ethanol, and then I need to figure out which one of these is going to be exhaust. As long as it's not the end pipe. This last pipe right here, I have an option. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I have an option to grab into it right here. You may have seen this and said, how come this isn't filled in? That's intentional. It's not marked to be filled in because I wanted the option to take a pipe through the mine if I need to. And there is a way to do that. I can pull this off of there just like this, and I can go that way and go through the mine and to bring a pipe directly from this area. But again, I don't know if I'm going to do that. If I do it, then again, it's gonna have to go through the mine, so that's gonna cut off the excavators. So there'll have to be a ramp on this side and this side so that the excavators can move around. But again, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. The other way to do it is, or the other reason to want this is if instead of going through the mine, I will have it go through this way. And then that will tap into the supplies that are coming in with cargo ships. So perhaps, for example, I want another oil rig right here. In that case, I could have all of the oil directed into this pipe, which will send the oil both that way into this supply and that way into this supply. And I can now feed both of these via pipe oil from both sides from a port located here just by tapping it into that pipe, right? So like this pipe being exposed has potential value to me that I'm not entirely sure I'm going to use. But I have ideas on its usage. And exhaust is another one of those usages where it could be an exhaust pipe that moves this way. And perhaps I have some exhaust stuff over here later. I don't know if I will, but if I do, then I have the option to tap it into that pipe and off it goes. So there's options there. I'm playing with those options in my head, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, it'll be fun to experiment with. I think it'll be fun. I'm leaning more and more towards centrally processing exhaust though, instead of doing it here. I'm leaning more and more to having a dedicated exhaust pipe where all of this funnels exhaust that way. And not carbon dioxide, though. It'll funnel just exhaust. Carbon dioxide is something that is not that polluting. And I'm okay with just smokestacking it. Because I don't think we're going to get to the point where we have no pollution. I don't think that will happen. It might be a goal. We could have it be a goal where air pollution is 0. I'm not opposed to that. I never thought about that as my goal, but I'm not opposed to it. The only thing for Unity that we're not currently getting here is hospitals. And that'll be huge. So healthcare. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I haven't done it yet. That's because it takes time. It takes time, and I have to get ethanol running first. But I had to make sure that steel was okay because I keep seeing these tanks empty, and steel is everything. Steel is maintenance, and maintenance is everything. So I wanted to make sure that we were taking care of that. And I think the limiting factor in determining that is the exhaust routing right now. So I think what I'll do is we'll upgrade you to be a real big boy pipe. Do we really need to do that though? If I'm centrally locating the exhaust, then this does not need to be upgraded. It just needs to be basically this, taking it further, you know? So I wonder what happens if I simply do this one only, because that doesn't look full. If I only upgrade this one and this one, what happens then? Let's see. We could just look at it, right? 36, 36. That's more than a single pipe can handle, right? So like we could just say, hey, by the way, this has to be upgraded. And so does this. Like both of these do, right? Because they're all feeding in to that same system. And now perhaps that will allow it to run, because I just have to see steel. I have to see this being produced at rapid pace so we can keep up with it. So I'm starting to see it being poured here. For oxygen, this is a full pipe at the moment. I feel like probably we upgrade you. It's coming in at a level 2, but then I've made it a level 1 when I started it. So I think I'll upgrade this top one. And then from here, it can just be normal. And then the last thing to observe is water, which these don't take that much. It's 12, 12, 24, 48 water total. So this single pipe should be enough to have this work. And nothing else is tapping onto this at this point. So I think that's still fine. Yeah, that's still fine. Okay. So fuel is the only issue now. And honestly, fuel is an oil problem. And an oil problem, you once again just have to go down and reduce how much you're using. So what I'll do here to help with that is I'm going to have them do more household goods, but I'm going to also go in and do fuel saver 1 and 2. That's actually 2 is a very expensive one. We'll do fuel saver 1 for now. Actually, we're doing fine on steel, so maintenance might not be a thing. Let's remove this one. We're okay on the food. We'll remove the farming boost, and then we'll replace those 2 with a fuel consumption. So if we reduce how much we're consuming in every aspect that we consume it, we should be able to catch up pretty fast. And that should be all we need to do. Because if I can stop the trucks from taking it like they are, then I can fill this tank. And once I fill this tank, then I can go in and turn these back on, because I want to have these back on. I don't have the workers anyway, but I want to turn them back on. It's kind of necessary. Let me also see these oxygen tanks. Still holding firm. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave it here. So you guys have a little bit of an insight on what's going on in my head as we do things. Steel is working. I think it's nice. We've almost doubled it. You know, instead of 5 producers, we now have 9. Should be enough steel to take us to the end game. I don't believe we need any more than this. And then with this steel, as long as it's constantly being, as long as it's constantly running, which is not necessarily happening. Like, you know, we're not seeing enough iron being brought up here right now. We can also turn this back on and start. Yeah, we're actually needing these now. So let's do that to get the crushed iron running. Again, the crushed iron mostly in these extra storages here are just fine. They're going to do what they do. But the crushed iron mostly now is going to travel this direction. And I actually think I need to upgrade this. And I don't want to upgrade this entire thing. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, you're pulling in at 36. That's barely more than a tier 1 belt can handle. So I think that's fine the way it is right now. All right, we'll leave it here. We'll look at fuel after a bit. I think the edict will help us, but we won't know until we start getting oil taken care of there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.